Today we're going to address yoga breathing. So breathing underpins everything. With the breath comes relaxation. With the breath comes expansion. With the breath comes an energizing. And that can all fuel our body and mind in different ways. So we're going to explore different breath techniques today and see if we can notice how we feel when we use those breaths. So before we begin, we'll pick our word of the day. Let's have a little shuffle around in there. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have gratitude today. Gratitude's always a lovely word to pick, and when we come from a place of gratitude, it helps us to just feel a little bit more peaceful and happier in our heart. So gratitude, the word of the day. And we can focus on this word throughout our breath, throughout our breathing. So to begin with, if you want to, you can just bring yourself forwards in your chair, and again, bring your feet to hip distance apart. Spread the toes wide and then press them down. Notice, close the eyes and just notice that point of connection there. If you're not coming forward in your chair, then just sitting up nice and tall, lifting through the crown and noticing the point of connection at the root energy center. So that's positioned between the two sit bones. So just see if you can notice the two bones that you're sitting on and centralize yourself there, and you feel that real sense of grounding through that connection. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to work on what's called a 3-part breathing. We're breathing in and out through the nose. And this kind of long nasal breathing is really, really good for calming the central nervous system. And that in turn reduces blood pressure and it reduces heart rate and invokes a lovely sensation of peace and well-being throughout our body and mind. So just take a nice relaxed position. Doesn't really matter where your hands are positioned. Just sitting, closing the eyes, and without changing anything, noticing what is our breath doing right now. How does our breath feel? Is it quick? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Where can we feel it? Where are we breathing into? Where are we not breathing into? So then now that we've become aware of this, now that we've begun to notice our breath, let's see if we can now breathe into the belly. So you can even place your hands on the belly if you want to, just to get a sense of change as we begin to take the breath into this space. So breathing in and feeling the belly rise and inflate on the in-breath and sinking down, again lowering on the out-breath. So as we breathe in, expansion, as we breathe out, just coming back in again. Breathing in. So breathe in your own time. You don't have to just copy my pattern. Your breath is your own, so work with that. In and out through the nose. Just bringing the focus deep down to the base and filling from this place. Now, bring your hands, if you can, to the side of your body, to your ribs. And begin just to breathe into this space. And feel the expansion through the side of the body. And noticing all of the spaces between the ribs opening out as we take that breath into the side of the body. So now we'll take our attention to the chest, and we can place our hands here if we want to, but whilst we're breathing, just remember that we have the front of the chest to fill, but we also have the space in the back of the body. So again, 3 nice deep breaths into this space. Keep those shoulders relaxed as we do this, and all the muscles in the face, just let those completely soften, just breathing into the chest. So now that we've done those 3 areas of the body, we've breathed into all of those places, we're going to link them together. And in one long breath, we're going to expand through the belly, and then through the side of the body, and then into the chest. So, in your own time, exhale everything out, empty, 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 empty. And when you're ready, begin to breathe in. Feel the belly rise for about 1/3 of that intake of breath, and then the ribs, the side of the body expanding, and then finally filling this space at the top, the chest, the front and the back. And when we've filled as much as we can, we'll begin to breathe out. And as we breathe out, we're going to reverse that process. So we're going to keep all the expansion in the lower part of the body and breathe out of the chest to begin with, and then breathe out of the sides of the body, and then finally, still inflated, breathe out at the base. And we'll do that 2 more times together. So breathing in. And pay attention on your out breath as well. Make sure that that's nice and smooth and that's nice and even. The same kind of pace as your in-breath, so don't drop the out-breath really quickly, make that controlled. Okay, so if you want to, just in your own time, take one final breath here, filling those 3 parts in equal measure, 1/3, 1/3 and 1/3, through the belly, side of the body and the chest. And mindfully exhaling from the chest, the side of the body and through the belly. And keeping those eyes closed now, just notice what you feel. Notice how you're feeling, where you're feeling it. You may begin to notice some tingling sensations around the body, circulating that flow of breath, the flow of energy, reaching much further and wider than the smaller breaths that you were perhaps taking before we began. Notice if you're beginning feel a little more settled, a little more balanced, a little calmer. And continuing that process now, we're going to do something called alternate nostril breathing. And this breath is fantastic for balancing the 2 sides of the brain. The 2 sides responsible for such different things, one being the logic, one being the creative side, and all different aspects of that within our moving physical body. So as we do this, we may notice a slight imbalance between how much air is being taken in one side of the nose through one nostril and through the other nostril. One may feel a little bit more blocked than the other one. And working through this nostril breath will help us to kind of cross that bridge between the 2 sides of the brain and balance the whole body in turn. Also very calming, this breath. It brings the mind away from the external distractions so that we can just focus on the present moment. So a very mindful exercise. And also really, really good for concentration and for coordination, for focus. So if there's something in your life that you feel that you really need to invite that quality, you can practice your alternate nostril breathing prior to working on that thing. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this. The kind of traditional way is to take the first two fingers to the fleshy pad at the base of the thumb, and then we're working with the thumb and with the ring finger. And we're going to be blocking the air supply on one side and then holding just momentarily and releasing, and then the same again. Now if that seems a bit tricky, just take the first finger and we can just do it like this. Okay, so sitting nice and tall again. And if you want to join me with this technique, then just get yourself prepared, or otherwise just the two fingers ready. And we'll begin by blocking the right nostril and take a deep breath in. Right at the top, at the fullness of the breath, we just pinch the nose momentarily and then breathe out through the right nostril, so just removing the thumb. And then right at the bottom of the breath, when you've exhaled all of the breath that you can, you breathe in again, just like this. At the top of the breath, just a short pinch and transitioning across to the other nostril as we breathe out. Breathing out through the left, and then breathing in again through the left. Pinch, release the thumb, breathe out. Breathe in. Pinch, release the finger, breathe out. Breathe in. Pinch, release the thumb, breathe out. Breathe in. Pinch, release the finger, breathe out. Breathe in. Pinch, release the thumb, and breathe out. And relax, release. Close the eyes. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And gently opening the eyes. The third relaxing breath that we're going to explore today, it's called humming bee breath. So we take a deep breath in, and then we're going to breathe out just very slightly within that gap between the lips. So we're just going to leave a tiny gap there for the air to flow and create a little humming sound. This has been a breath technique for many, many moons, and it's super relaxing. And the vibration that's created resonates through the body, and it helps all of our cells. So it's working at that real cellular level to shift into a more balanced sense of being, of alignment, and of working and living in that optimal frequency. So it goes something like this. Breathe in. So quite a long exhale again, and this long exhale just continues that process of completely balancing and relaxing the body and allowing you to acquire that sense of real harmony within yourself. So if you want to have a little go with me now, breathing in. See how far you can go with that hum. Take a couple of normal breaths in between, and we'll do one more. It can feel a bit tickly in the mouth, but also just super peaceful. It's really inviting that state of deeper tranquility, which is all, that we can wish for. So one more time, here we go, breathing in. And then again, just sitting with that feeling. Notice any sensations in the body. Maybe witnessing the space in the mind. Real slowing down. And gently opening the eyes. Okay, so that's 3-part breathing, relaxing, alternate nostril breathing, coordination, balance, concentration, humming bee breath, super relaxing. Some people might see this as quite a healing breath, as those sounds travel in and around the body. And observing how you feel right now, having worked through those 3 different types of breathing techniques. So the final breath technique is more of an energizing technique. So if you wake up in the morning, you're feeling quite sluggish, you just need something to get you going. So this breath is, we often call it elephant breath, and we can do that standing, but we're going to do that seated today. And it is just a sound that comes in and it just gets pushed out quite vigorously. It's a vigorous breath, and it expels all of that stale air that might be sitting in the lungs. So really, really good for avoiding any kind of infections in that area. Just letting that go. Releasing, it's a really releasing breath, so not just of the air that might be sitting around, but also for our emotions, pent up feelings, frustrations, anger, all of those feelings that come in and out of us at times during our lives. So if we're sitting with that, we can kind of have a little vent through our breath. And it goes something like this, but you can make it your own sound. You don't have to make it my sound. It can be something like ha, ha, ha. It could be hey, 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 hey. It can be any sound that comes to you, a sound that you want to kind of punch out and let loose and let free, along with any tensions, any restrictions, any tightness, any just aggravation sitting in your system. So I'm going to do a combination of ha, hi, whatever comes through. You can do whatever you want to do in the comfort of your own home, and just enjoy letting loose, let it free, let it go, and then let's see how we feel at the end of it. So here we go. Ha! Ha! If you want to, bring your shoulders up. Ha! Drop them down as you release. Ha! Ha! Or hey, hey, hey! If you want to, hey! Punch as you do it. You can feel free to do that, as long as you're just punching into the air. Hey, 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 hey. Or no sound, just vigorous breath out. Just the big sigh, but you're pushing that sigh out without kind of vocalizing or verbalizing that sound. Okay, and close those eyes. And notice, observe what might be happening internally. Any feelings that you may be able to detect, what they are, where they are. Now, keeping those eyes closed, we're just going to visualize our breath. So a mindful breath, we're going to visualize that breath beginning at the base, at the root, traveling up through the core, through the center core, right up to the crown of the head, fullness of the breath, and traveling all the way down. Now, if you want to feel a sense of connection above and below, you can take the palm down on one side and reach up on the other side. Just nice and relaxed, and just feel that energy from above, the warmth of the sun. Feel that grounding energy of the earth, and bring your breath up from the root, traveling all the way through the center line of your body, and then once it reaches the crown, you're enjoying that fullness of your breath, breathing out through the nose, watching that breath travel back down the spine toward the core, toward the base, the root. You maybe even give it a color. And then bring those hands together, the palms at the heart space, and take the thumbs into a connected point here. Connect into the heart. So reminding us to think, speak and act from a place of loving kindness, and recognizing that light from this space. Take the palms down towards the earth. A couple of breaths here to ground. Connect in. Bringing the hands back to the heart space. Bringing the hands now to that space between the eyebrows, and just maybe connect the thumbs here just either side at the top of the nose, linking into this energy center, which is said to be the point of our intuition. Bring the palms down over the throat for clear and loving communication from this space. Open up the fingers into a little flower, a little lotus mudra, a little lotus gesture, and lift that up. With your breath, take that up to the sunshine, gather in all of that beautiful healing energy, and then closing the fingers like little petals, bring those to the heart space. And take that in. Just a couple of final breaths here. Observing your feelings, bringing your awareness to your whole body. Enjoying stillness of the body and mind, and the peace in the heart space. And then gently opening the eyes once more, releasing the hands. And hopefully you will go about your day with a real renewed sense of calm, balance, coordination, of energy, of power, all of those things that we've just invited into our being for today. So enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Next time we're going to be working a little bit more on coordination and on concentration, using various other techniques along the way. So I hope that you'll join me there, and take care of yourselves in the meantime. Namaste.